Hey guys, Mustached here to review One Piece Season 2, the live action adaptation. So, as per usual, I'll be reviewing this as objectively as possible, and we'll be skimming through sort of, what's already been established in the anime. This is, of course, leading to the Alabasta arc. So we get some interesting little tids and bits towards, we get really strong moments for Usopp, as well as Zoro, and the other characters do get some backup moments, such as Sanji and Nami, and of course the introduction of Tony Chopper and his backstory. And the various characters they lead along the way of the various antagonists from the assassination group that is doing some higher end stuff, along some cheerful, colorful characters along the way, like the Giants, and so on and so forth. What really sets One Piece apart is how close the adaptation has been, and that is largely, I would assume, including this season included, is that it still involves the creator having a lot of input toward the decisions that are, carried over. And I had heard, at least, or, the mumblings of rumors about how people were surprised, and the bigger implication, beyond being surprised, is I heard a little bit about, and I don't know if this is confirmed or not, that One Piece, the live action, will not survive as long, accordingly. Again, these are just rumors, so I'm not knowing if that's a thing or not, but I think obviously having One Piece continue would be optimal for Netflix at this moment. It doesn't have, a hulking show like Stranger Things to carry it anymore. It needs to rely on something as big as One Piece. And I'll be blunt and say that One Piece is substantially bigger considering the level of this anime. And generally just how much ground they still have left to cover. There are definitely some arcs that we are looking forward to, or I'm looking forward to in particular. I guess spoilers for, the anime, if you haven't caught up. One of my favorite moments is Usopp versus Luffy. I think that battle in particular is one of the most fascinating in One Piece. I know they had done Luffy and versus Sanji at one point. I don't know. I much preferred the Usopp versus Luffy fight still. Just because of the greater disposition between the two, and just how close technically Usopp kind of got in that battle. I think that is something that Usopp being quite the underdog still at that section of the of his character arc, is something I'm definitely looking forward to. Of course, we have Tony Chopper's backstory, and him being raised by two distinct doctors. First, he kind of gains a father figure, and then a more disgruntled mother figure, in a sense. And then he decides he's going to become a pirate after the fact, after being confronted by Luffy and gang. So yeah. There are definitely and I've seen some of the markings, or the X on No, this is bad. Geared toward uh, him in the grown-up form, I guess I would call it. Um, and I don't know. It looks kind a little goofy, but I mean, do you see that guy in the left-hand side of the poster, the upper left, with the metal jaw maw going on there? I don't know. I think One Piece is allowed to be goofy. I think that is explicitly what kind of make one the live action kind of work, is that it's allowing itself to be goofy. I think that's explicitly what made season 1 a masterclass, and what continues to make season 2 a masterclass of, adapting the goofy parts. And the serious parts. It's maintaining the balance of the anime. And I think that is mandatory, quite frankly. In fact, dare I say, there are moments later on. There are 2 more 2020 Chopper transformations that I'm aware of, anyway. That are probably going to be even more challenging, if anything. Because there's like the skinnier tall one that's like a tall anthro but skinnier version, and then there's the monstrosity version. So I don't know, like, it's only likely gonna get a little bit goofier if we're gonna, and I'm here for it, quite frankly, and I hope they never stop being goofy, because that is a part of the charm that has made this adaptation so faithful. Getting the little glimpses of Brook before his transformation, getting the little pieces beforehand, even the little context clues and characters like Dragon and such before they become much bigger characters, Sabo included. And the thing is that there must be a season 3, because they casted for Luffy's brother, did they not? That's the thing. That's the reason I don't understand the rumors right now, is that I thought that was a confirmed thing. Is that not happening? I don't know. Like, it seems like people are just trying to drum up drama, if you ask me. But, I am also here to give you the adult review, so no critical drinker, awful thumbnail of sexualizing Nami. I'm not here to do that either. I'm just here to give you why the writing is so strong, because I'm a reviewer. That is my bread and butter here. That is my focus. And, even from the anime, it really rung true to having characters develop. As I mentioned, primarily in this arc, Zoro and Usopp, they have the bigger parts, at least in this season. A lot of season 1 was geared toward Nami, and generally, I guess it was sort of the group coming together, but now that the group is a lot closer to complete, there are still 3 at least to my knowledge, 3 members that are yet to be a part of the One Piece crew. That being, Nico Robin would have to transfer over, so we have to go through her arc. Then there's Brook. They're gonna have to do the whole skeletal thing, so it'll be interesting how they're gonna pull that off. And then there's Frankie. I don't know what they're gonna do with Frankie. He's a bit of an oddball, that one. But then again, like I said, they seem to relish in the sort of oddity that is One Piece. They don't seem to abstract from characters looking as a little on the silly side. They embrace it, and again, that is the charm. Um, and it all sort of encircles within on itself now, with the characters developing as well as they are. So, I'm aware of, like, character arcs that are still yet to be explored. We have Sanji's is definitely going to come a little bit later, with his family. 2020 Chopper definitely has to deal with, now that he's a part of the crew, he's the newest member to the bunch. What it truly means to be in that threshold of doctor, and, there's a certain other doctor where things are gonna, let's just say they're gonna get a little bit of a darker tone with that arc, most likely, with the whole children abduction thing and that whole bit. But we'll see, So, things are looking up. And it'll be interesting to see, because these arcs, are probably, from what I can remember, these episodes definitely cover a little bit more. But I look forward to certain arcs and, how they portray them. I'm particularly fond of Wano myself, just because I have a heavy aesthetic for Japanese culture in general, but it is sort of like the clashing of pirates and samurai, and I do think that there is, the only thing that I felt like was missing from that trifecta were ninja. But I digress. But, there are definitely Luffy arcs, like Gear 5 and Joy Boy and things of this nature, that are definitely getting me to wonder, like, just how far are they willing to push the live-action craziness, because it is only going to get crazier, in every conceivable sense. For the more dramatic moments that are happening, it only gets crazier and crazier, as you sort of progress and really reevaluate, the many arcs that make up One Piece as a whole. But we shall see, I suppose. But as for Season 2, the Grand Line arc, I guess I would call it, was, I would argue, as to be expected at this point. I mean, Season 1 was already fantastic. I had personally no reason to think that Season 2 wasn't going to fail for whatever reason. I'm not sure where that fear even came from initially, but as long as the creator is, giving the go-ahead and continuing to be as tightly close to this version, then I think that this adaptation will continue to find its mark. And I think a part of me that is really fascinated is I want to see how certain people react to later One Piece. Because that is where things get really interesting. Because, there is a crew, a group out there that they use basic bitch terminology like the term woke and never define it. You already know who I'm referring to. There are a lot of characters in One Piece that are that have very open gender expression later down the line. So I'm wondering, the people who are loving One Piece now, are they going to start to flip the narrative and start to say that it's dog shit later on, and you will know that those people aren't true fans of they've never been fans of One Piece then. Um, I mean, Luffy's whole bit is true freedom, in a sense. Living how you want to live, chasing that dream, you know, as he kind of accumulated his crew of independent dreamers. That's the whole appeal of One Piece, if anything more. You know, they kind of dabble in the politics in season 2 a little bit more. And that's also a part of One Piece. That's something you cannot detach from One Piece. You know how much the Marines are doing, and Smoker, and the antagonist that we're more consistently following in this season. You know, and getting like the little meetup of the like this round robin of kings and royalty. And a flashback that is also, again, just another sliver of One Piece. One Piece has, again, so much going on. There's a reason One Piece is a part of the Big Three, and that's it. It's a show that encompasses so much within its anime. Like, it is so surprisingly dense. But then again, maybe not, because it's 1,000 episodes plus at this point. I mean, it might be some more surprising that the manga has, the outreach and success that it has had, that it has virtually almost outsold some American comics. So yeah, there is other stuff going on with One Piece, in terms of like different versions of adaptation and whatnot. But I digress. So this is going to be intriguing to see where One Piece will go. I mean, I already know the beats. It's just how they're going to condense the beats. Where they're going to focus the line on each little bit. Are there episodes that are so filler that they may be very well unnecessary? Or how can you, sort of add in those elements into something else? These are things that this show definitely addresses in season 2 as well. Again, getting these early glimpses of characters like Sabo is definitely that. Very much that, if anything. Getting early glimpses of Brook. Because we didn't get Brook until way later, if anything. His flashback, I'm pretty sure, I could be misremembering. It's been a while since, and One Piece has a lot going on, so I could be misremembering where this is. But I'm pretty sure Brook's flashback didn't happen until he was introduced after he was a skeleton. I'm pretty sure that's the case. So, again, just moving that forward to now, it's going to have that much more impact when we re-meet Brook in his, skeletal form, I feel. So, rearranging things is definitely an element of it. Seeing Buggy again in his hijinks, what he's been up to. There are so many moving parts of One Piece that is really hard to contain, and I think they have been doing a really solid job so far. I mean, this is, as a part of the Big Three, and I guess that's why I get the expectations being as high as they ought to be, I suppose. But I would say, with the creator on on supportive helm anyway, I think that this outcome only feels natural, at least the way I'm looking at it. So yeah, this is easily like a 10 out of 10 show. Like, I don't know what else to say other than I look forward to season 3, because there has to be a season 3. Again, I thought they already confirmed who Luffy's brother was. Again, I don't know, but It's a wait and see at this point, because, we gotta wait until they start recording the Crocodile arc, or Alabasta arc, rather, as they would call it. So we shall see where the Alabasta arc lies, and where they will move toward in moving forward. These are all things that Season 3 is definitely going to have to manage pretty swiftly, I think. But anyway, that is all I have to say for One Piece Season 2 anyway, so that's where I'll leave this review. If you ended up enjoying it, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure to check out those links in the description when I head you to my petition about small YouTubers. So get to buy PayPal, we can help support me and my channel directly, and there to my Discord server. We can join Collab Shield, all that cool stuff for free. And until next time, everyone, bye.